Hey, what's up, guys? So the dust has kind of settled, and people are giving their reactions to Fender Studio Pro after the name change from Presonus Studio One. I don't know, man. I just kind of feel like this ain't gonna bode well. Everyone's kind of had their say already. I tried to do this video a couple times and I kept having technical issues, so I'm a little late to the party. But I am also a Studio One user since V1, since since the beta on the artist, and then on to Pro. So I have been using Studio One since the beginning, and it had been my DAW of choice, ever since launch. And I'm a little bummed about this. They built up a lot of name recognition, a lot of goodwill with users, and Fender comes along and purchases them, and it just seems like we've been down this road before. This is a similar type thing when stuff started changing when Sonar was acquired, and it wasn't around long after that. So I just feel like we've seen this movie before, and I'm just waiting for things to go bad. And I knew some things were kind of changing because, I went from version 6 to 6.5, and then I hadn't realized that Fender bought Presonus. But I did notice that version 7, they switched to a soft launch subscription model. And version 7 was the first time that I didn't upgrade. Every time they upgraded, I would come right out and grab the new version of Studio One. And I just didn't like this move to, a subscription model. Even if it was kind of soft launched and there's still a perpetual option, it still felt very much like what everyone else is doing, is moving to subscription. And it's just not my thing. So I'm curious to see how you guys feel about it. I know I'm a little bummed. I really loved Studio One, and I'm really sad to see it go. I really don't know what it is with this name change. I don't think that was necessary at all. But are you guys continuing to use Studio One? Are you upgrading? Or Studio One? Fender Studio Pro, are you guys going to continue to use it? For myself, prior to this, I'd spent about a year and a half getting familiar with Bitwig Studio. And to be honest with you, Bitwig is probably where I'm going to land. For those of you that don't know, the game changer for me was the fact that Bitwig has a plugin sandbox. So when your plugin crashes, you no longer lose your session. It literally just tells you that the plugin engine crashed. You reboot it. You reboot the plugin engine, not even your machine, not even Bitwig. You restart the plugin engine and you just continue working. You don't lose anything. So for me, that was a game changer. That is something that I don't know that anyone else is doing right now. And I'm not an expert on every single DAW, but I don't recall anyone else doing that. I could be wrong. You guys can let me know in the comments. But my problem is, I feel the change is coming. Anytime someone has to tell you nothing will change, something's about to change. So I don't know, man. I'm curious how you guys feel about it. Please let me know in the comments. I've been watching some of the releases, and shout out to Joe and Gregor. They've been consummate professionals throughout this. They've been voices we could trust, and they've been very friendly and open and showing us the ins and outs of Studio One through this whole process. And they've just been around long enough for us to get to know them and be comfortable with them. And they have a job to do, so I don't expect them to come out and be like, oh, I don't like this at all. Like, whether they like it or not, there's no way you're gonna expect them to say that. But at the end of the day, I feel the change is coming. And if you just look at their videos since the change, maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, you guys can call me out and let me know that I'm wrong. But since the change, I just feel like I'm seeing a lot of guitar-based content coming from Fender Studio Pro now. So many of us do hip hop, R&B, electronic music, so many other things. And it feels like there's just this hard turn towards a lot of guitar content on YouTube now. And, you know, I don't dislike guitars, I don't hate guitars, but it does feel like there's a pivot here where, you know, for those of us who aren't just doing guitar-based stuff, aren't necessarily the focus anymore. So you guys let me know what you think. Are you going to stick with it? Are you going to find something new? Do you have a new one already? You have a new DAW you're going to use? Let me know your thoughts. You know, if you think I'm way off base, that's okay. Just be respectful. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Take it easy.